I wish you all warm greetings from wherever you're watching this video clip from. My name is Ruth Sinkala, in case you're watching me for the very first time. I am back, okay, as promised, to discuss the first step, okay? Step number 1, to healing and falling in love with life again. Remember last time we had a single selected, I shared 10 topics that I will be covering over the next couple of months. Yeah, so today we are covering topic number 1, which is rejection. So, what are some of the causes of rejection? I will share some, but feel free to share some as well in the comment section. I will be reading. I have come to learn that insecurities sometimes can cause someone to reject someone. Let me just give few elaborations. For example, I as an individual, if I'm experiencing certain insecurities in life, it could be failure, it could be low self-esteem, it could be mental health issues, it could be stress, it could be family dynamics, it could be religious issues, it could be hidden sexual preferences, it could be spiritual attacks, marks of disfavor, generational curses, or wrong timing. All these things that I have mentioned here can cause me to reject someone. For example, if I'm facing any of these issues, in terms of spiritual attacks, this one is a topic that we will go into on a separate day. It's a topic on its own. But spiritual attacks can cause someone to act in a questionable way, because at that point you don't know what you are doing or why you are making certain decisions. So you can actually be in a good position at work, in business, in relationships, whatever it is. But if you are being manipulated spiritually for whatever reasons, you will sometimes make bad decisions. And this will rub off wrong on the other person. Okay? So, family dynamics can also play in. Stress can also play in. If I'm not in my best mind, if I'm not feeling myself, sometimes you would find that I just don't want anything to do with anyone. And then I'm going to push someone away. So, I'm giving an example of me as a person. For example, if these are my reasons for being insecure, my insecurities can rub off negatively on my job. They can rub off negatively on my interactions, my social life. It can rub off negatively in my relationships. I can push even a partner away because I am not at my best. And all these factors that I mentioned could be some of the reasons. Number 2. So number 1 was insecurities. And on insecurities, I brought out these few points just to help us understand what it is that could really cause someone to feel insecure and end up rejecting someone in their lives or something in their life. Number 2, it's just not meant to be. When something is just not meant to be, someone can reject you. It can be in any type of situation. If the timing is not perfect, rejection can occur. Number 3, things just don't work out as expected. You probably had good intentions, and whoever else is involved also had good intentions, but things just don't work out. At that point, it's beyond both of you. Number 4, if the person rejecting you actually gives you valid reasons and you know. So if you are given valid reasons, you are in control of that situation. And if you actually do agree to say, okay, this person has brought out valid reasons and I think I'm in control of this situation, I can actually do something about it. Work on yourself. If you have a problem, work on yourself. You might just be able to prevent a bad situation. Okay? Number 5, health conditions. Okay? Due to personal reasons, some people just shut down when they experience certain health challenges. They just don't feel like, being involved in anything with anybody. If you are rejected by such an individual, surely you should be able to not only think about yourself, but also process things from their angle and perspective. Then also there's number 6, peer pressure. or third party. Sometimes rejection happens because there's external forces involved that you cannot control. Someone is being manipulated. In this case, I'm giving an example of myself. If I'm being manipulated by outside forces, third parties, I will make wrong decisions. And in the long run, it will affect the next person or anybody else involved. Okay? Number 7. This one is critical, but also very common. Self-sabotage. Some people will just self-sabotage a situation the moment they just notice. They get chills. They will just self-sabotage. Not that you did anything wrong, but that's just who they are. They run. They are runners. Yeah? So these are some of the causes. We were talking about causes of rejection. These are some of the causes. You feel free to add yours, but these are some, in a nutshell, these are some of the common causes of rejection in multiple dynamics of life. So how do you, as an individual, overcome all this? When you experience rejection from any of these angles, how do you, as an individual, overcome this? First things first, as a human being, it is very important that you understand the power you possess. That is very important. Listen to that again. And the influence of the next person is only meant to complement the power you possess as an individual. So you need to understand the power that you possess and also know fully that any outside influence of myself should only be a complementary to the power that I know I possess as an individual. Okay? I strongly emphasize on you protecting your energy from outside influence as much as possible as step number 1, okay, on how to react to rejection. Protect your energy, because when you experience rejection of any nature, when you are a person who knows your power, you are in your power, and you know to say any outside dealings that I have, affiliations that I have outside of myself are just a complementary of who I know I am. Protect your energy. That way, when someone rejects you for whatever reason, it will not impact you in a very bad way. Number 2, remember that every human is selfish to their own needs. So you do not need to be disappointed anytime someone rejects you. All human beings will think only about themselves. Number 1, first. If I'm in a situation, I will think of how it affects me, how it benefits me, you know? So if I'm in a relationship or in a situation where I don't feel like my needs are being served right, the first thing that I'm going to do is either remove myself from the situation. In that case, when I do that, I'm automatically rejecting the next person. But my loyalty lies first to myself in how I feel or how I want to feel or how I want to be treated. So this is why I'm saying you need to understand as a human being that every person is selfish to their own needs. So, point number 3, your life expectations must always be self-driven. Depend on yourself. Put yourself as number 1. Don't be too dependent on other people. Point number 4, avoid being too expectant, okay, of what others have to do for you in your life, because that is the foundation of disappointment. Point number 5 on how to overcome disappointment. Be self-confident and believe in yourself so much that when someone rejects you, after watching this video, I do not expect you to feel bad about yourself, but accept that whatever the reasons are, it is beyond your control. Number 6, forgive yourself for anything which is beyond your control. You can only panic about things in your control. So this is where we are ending when it comes to the topic of rejection. Anything that is outside of your control should not cause you to feel bad or less of yourself. If you had control over it, you would make sure that it serves you right. But if it's outside of your control, do not let it affect you.